In 2024, a famous actress got into an argument with someone at Bloomingdale's store. Why? She wanted to use a coupon. Security cameras caught her pulling out a bunch of discount papers like it was the 1980s, but she's worth over $30 million. This is just one of many stories Hollywood doesn't want you to know about. We found A-list celebrities riding regular buses, living in tiny apartments, and making their own toothpaste from clay. One Oscar winner hasn't bought new clothes in years. Another won't own a car and walks everywhere. The most crazy case will shock you about what being rich really means in Hollywood. Number 10. Keanu Reeves. For someone whose face is known everywhere in the world, Keanu Reeves acts like someone who doesn't need to show off. His fame started with a silly, lovable time traveler in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a role that could have stuck with him forever. But it didn't. He broke out again in Speed, then completely changed the game with The Matrix. That movie alone changed action movies forever and made Keanu a world-famous star. And just when everyone thought he couldn't get bigger, he came back again with John Wick, a non-stop stylish action series that somehow made a sad hitman feel human. By 2024, his career had lasted for decades and earned him close to $400 million. But here's the weird part. He still lives like a guy who would share a sandwich with you on a park bench. He doesn't own huge mansions on every continent. He doesn't collect fancy Ferrari cars. He rents apartments. He rides public buses. He travels light. When he's not filming movies, people often see him alone carrying his own bag, getting coffee like it's just another regular Tuesday. People talk about living simply like it's a new trend. For Keanu, it's just normal life, and that life includes good deeds that don't make the news the way movie premieres do. Like the time he sat on a sidewalk and shared food with a homeless man for over an hour, or when he drove a stranger 50 miles home because her car broke down. He doesn't do these things for social media likes or press attention. He doesn't even talk about them. Other people do, like the stunt team from John Wick, who were amazed when Keanu gave each of them a custom Rolex watch after filming Wrapped, or the children's hospitals that have gotten millions from his private charity. One started because of his sister's fight with cancer. Most people didn't even know the donations came from him until years later. Reeves explains it best. Money doesn't mean anything to me. I've made a lot of money, but I want to enjoy life and not stress myself building up my bank account. I give lots away and live simply. We all know that good health is much more important. Number 9, Christian Bale. Christian Bale, the actor who gave us a Batman that was full of mystery and power, could have anything he wanted. But instead of holding on to Hollywood luxury, he chose a quieter way of living. It's weird when you think about it. This is the same guy who changed his body so completely that entire roles seemed built around his physical form. One moment he was super skinny and couldn't sleep in The Machinist, barely weighing 120 pounds. The next he was building muscle as Batman, saving Gotham with growls and cool gadgets. In American Psycho, he made Patrick Bateman scary and charming at the same time, making millions while doing it. And then he turned around and lost weight again for The Fighter, playing a twitchy ex-boxer with hollow cheeks and crazy eyes. That role won him an Oscar. That collection of work earned him over $120 million. But none of it ever seemed to change who he was. He still lives in Brentwood in a house that's nice, but not the kind you'd expect from a man who helped make billions at movie theaters. His house isn't some huge estate with golden gates and robot butlers. It has a library, a pool, and just enough space to breathe. He shops for his own groceries. He fixes things around the house by himself. There's no celebrity bubble, no parade of assistants or stylists following him around. Just him doing life like he's trying to stay invisible. Even when he's working on movies, he doesn't look for comfort. While filming in faraway places, people know he turns down luxury vacation homes and picks basic no-frills places to stay instead. During a trip to China in 2011, he tried to visit a blind human rights activist and got into a fight with the guards. Not for publicity, not for show, just because he believed it was the right thing to do. He said before that being wealthy means nothing to him. And when he says it, you believe him. Not because it sounds cool or rebellious, but because he proves it every day. He doesn't chase the spotlight, he turns away from it. He once told GQ magazine that success for him is being able to look back on life and say, I did everything I wanted without giving up my values. That's the heart of who he is. Number 8, Jennifer Lawrence. The moment Jennifer Lawrence stepped into Katniss Everdeen's boots in The Hunger Games, The world couldn't look away. That role made her a star almost overnight. The movies made billions, and Jennifer became a name everyone knew. Then came Silver Linings Playbook, and suddenly, she wasn't just popular, she was an Oscar winner at 22, the second youngest in history. After that, it felt like everything she touched turned into gold. American Hustle, Joy, and more blockbuster hits followed. For 2 years in a row, she was the highest-paid actress in the world. Her net worth now sits comfortably over $160 million. But that's not even the interesting part, because behind the fame, behind the flashing cameras and red carpet smiles is someone who never really changed. At 14, she moved to New York to chase a dream. She didn't arrive with luxury. She arrived with money she made from babysitting, and the apartment she ended up in had no kitchen and no hot water. Just a single hot plate and a whole lot of rats. At night, they came out of the walls, but she didn't run away. If the rats ate part of her bread, she'd cut around it and eat the rest. "I got to the point where I was literally sharing food with a rat," she said once. Her dad visited her once and saw the place. That's when he realized she wasn't just playing around. She was serious. And even after all the awards and money, she stayed the same. No huge mansions, no parade of sports cars. She lives in small, simple places. A regular apartment in New York, a condo in LA, or her family's house back in Kentucky. She drives a Chevy Volt. She cuts out coupons. She shops at thrift stores. She donates millions to children's hospitals and programs that fight hunger. In 2016 alone, she gave $2 million to help build a heart unit for kids. For her, money was never the goal. "Happiness isn't in stuff," she once said. "It's in your relationships, in your experiences." Number 7, Adam Sandler. Imagine walking into a random grocery store and spotting a guy in baggy basketball shorts, worn-out Ugg boots, and an old t-shirt holding 2 plastic bags like it's 1995. Then you look closer. And it's Adam Sandler, one of Hollywood's biggest stars, worth nearly $500 million, just quietly shopping for cereal like it's no big deal. That's what makes him so oddly fascinating. While most stars wrap themselves in expensive brands and hide behind sunglasses and bodyguards, Sandler just exists calmly, quietly, comfortably. He built his empire from goofy sketches on Saturday Night Live in the early 90s to creating box office hits like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, movies that turned silly jokes into gold. One was about a grown man going back to school, the other about a failed hockey player becoming a pro golfer. And both made millions. By the time Big Daddy came out, he wasn't just the star anymore. He was the boss. His own movie company, Happy Madison, was up and running, and the world couldn't get enough of his laid-back charm. He made silly movies with his friends, and people paid hundreds of millions to watch. Grown-ups alone brought in $271 million. And through it all, he stacked up properties, deals, and Netflix specials until his net worth hit $500 million. He was on Forbes' highest-paid list, making over $70 million in a single year. And yet, even at the peak, he still showed up to red carpets in shorts. In August 2024, when most stars showed up to a Netflix special premiere in fancy suits and polished shoes, Sandler walked in wearing sneakers and a hoodie, looking thinner than usual. He'd lost 25 pounds because his daughters told him to take care of himself. Not because a stylist demanded it, not because a contract required it, just because family asked. He doesn't follow fashion. He barely pays attention to it. He once said he dresses for comfort, not style. And that honesty, that anti-fashion attitude is what people love. He's been spotted in clearance rack t-shirts playing basketball at public parks 5 times a week or tipping quietly at low-key restaurants. No drama, no luxury cars with butterfly doors, just an old Cadillac and a warm heart. He'll gift a Maserati to a friend, then hop in his own basic car and head home. Number 6, Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson could have easily become just another Hollywood cliché. He had the looks, the fame, the fortune. But instead of chasing gold-covered mansions or champagne-filled parties, he did something most people never saw coming. His breakout moment came when he played Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That alone could have made him a household name. But just a few years later, the Twilight Saga happened. And that changed everything. Suddenly, he wasn't just famous, he was world famous. By the time the final film hit theaters, the series had earned over $3.3 billion. His face was on posters, lunchboxes, gossip blogs, and screaming fans' t-shirts. But behind the scenes, Pattinson wasn't living like someone riding the wave, oh.